Hey there folks, this is John Oakes here coming to you from our Hanksters Hot Rods in Homer City, Pennsylvania location. Today in our showroom, we've got a very nice vehicle here to go over with you. And this one for me brings back a lot of memories. One of my first cars that I ever had was a Pontiac Trans Am. 79, a little different year, but irregardless, same color, and you know, the interior, everything, just very reminiscent of that car. So we'll go over this. We'll give you the basic breakdown of what the car is just before we go ahead and start our walk around. So obviously here you see it is a 1976 Pontiac Trans Am, done here in the factory correct color. This is the Carousel red. Again, all correct there. It's got the correct color decals, so your Firebird emblem on the hood, as well as all of your decals on the fenders and across the back tail panel and so forth. Those are all the correct colored decals for this car as well. Motor, this thing has the original numbers match 455 Pontiac motor in it. So again, not only do you have the original color, you've got the original motor for this car too. Now as far as transmission, we've got the Borg Warner Super T10 4-speed manual transmission. So that's going to give you guys the freedom to go ahead and shift those gears when you want to. And then as far as accessories, we've got power steering, power brakes in this car. It is disc and drum on the brakes there. And then as you can see here, factory wheels. These are the factory rally wheels, the Pontiac rallies. Again, you can see the two-tone, like the gray and silver spokes there. And then of course you've got the beauty rings with the correct center caps, and then a nice set of Cobra Radial GT tires. Now as far as the size on these tires, we've got two 25/70 R15s on the front, and then two 35/70 15s out on the back of the car. So again, let's go ahead now. We'll start with our walk around. So again, on one of these cars, you really don't have hardly any bright work whatsoever on the car, just not the way that they were made from the factory. You have the urethane bumpers, all color painted, you know, the same as the car. You've got the ground effects to the front sides of the wheel wells here. Those are all body color as well, that Carousel red. Everything looks like everything's all fitted, very nice. Even your side marker lights, the bezels on those are all the color of the color of the body. And then of course all of your lenses, those are going to be all in good shape. I did take a moment to walk around and check everything out there prior to doing this. Now again, you've got the fender vents here on the front fenders, a very nice look for the Trans Ams. And again, like I mentioned there, you got the Trans Am decal there on the front fender. If we come back to our door here, gaps to the front side as well as the back side of the door here, very nice and tight here. All of your body lines line up, and your elevations as far as the quarters and as far as the fenders go, those are all in great condition. You do have that little bit of bright work here as far as the trim goes on the top edge of the door as well as on the door handle. And again, I'm going to say that this is all original too to this car. Again, the top molding here looks very good. Door handles look good too. Maybe just a touch of pitting there, but again, I'm going to say that these are all original to this car. You also have mirrors on this car on both sides. Body color obviously here, and again, the glass in those is in great shape too. Now your driver's side mirror, it is going to be a remote adjust mirror, so you've got the little handle inside, you can go ahead and adjust that. As far as the glass goes, slightly tinted, no chips or cracks anywhere on that glass. That all looks good, and it's all sealed up good too the whole way around the door. Now let's go ahead and check out the interior. And again, a lot of people that don't know these cars, they look at the dash and think that it's aftermarket. The dash itself is all factory. Now the instrumentation, that is aftermarket. They have replaced all the original gauges with a set of AutoMeter Sport Comp gauges. all of which are in factory locations though, so everything looks like it should in the car. You've got the 160-mile-an-hour speedo, you've got the tack in there. Everything looks very, very nice on those gauges, so they did a very good job. Factory heater controls you'll see in there. Again, the dash itself is in great shape. There's no cracks anywhere in that dash. Even your little grab handle over there on the passenger side, that is all in really nice shape. You'll notice the center console in there. That's a pretty much a full-length center console for the front half of the car. It's got a very nice embroidered center console glove box lid there. It's got the Firebird with the Pontiac Trans Am there. Cup holders in there also. And again, you'll see it's got the 4-speed shifter there with the white shift ball on it. Factory steering wheel. Some people might think that's aftermarket, but again, that is factory. And again, your seats, your upholstery on your front buckets, as well as even on your rears. Now again, that would be, I guess you would consider that buckets in the back. It is split, and it does have its own center console back there as well. All your seat belts are present, retractables up front, lap belts in the back. And then if we look at our door panels here, these things are in great condition on this car. Again, you can see there's no imperfections on these door panels. Your grab handles here are all in great shape. The door handles, all your window cranks and so forth, all look very, very good. And again, your armrest pads show no signs of wear and tear on those, no splits or cracks anywhere there. The other thing, again, that we always look at is all of our seals here up around the top side of the door, as well as our weather stripping down the door and around the bottom here, all of which no splits or cracks anywhere. It's not dry rotted or cracked anywhere, all securely anchored. Got the rubber bump stops there also. Again, everything here all looks very good. So we'll close this up. Again, that shuts very nice and easy. Again, just a testament to how well everything's adjusted on the car. You even have the sail panel badging up here, the little Firebird emblems here. You've got those on both sides as well. Again, you've got the matching ground effects here on the back rear well there, wheel well also. And then when we get to the rear window itself, again, you do have the bright work, the bright molding around the window, which is in good shape, all anchored securely, slightly tinted window back here, along with the rear defrost in the car too. And again, you'll see the grid through the window back here. It's got a switch inside. You can just flip the switch, turn your rear defrost on if you need to. It's got a set of package tray speakers in here for the aftermarket stereo that's in it, and those are complete with the grills in there too, so it keeps everything kind of concealed as well. As far as the trunk itself goes on the car, we've got gaps the whole way around here that are very, very uniform all the way around. Elevations with your rear quarters are in great shape. And again, you've got the 3-piece rear spoiler on the car, your center section that will raise and lower along with the trunk lid. And then of course you got your 2 ears on either side. As far as the back of the car goes, again, no chrome bumpers on this car. You've got the urethane bumper here. As far as the taillights go, those are in great shape. No chips or cracks in any of the lenses, and I believe that this has the LED tail lights in it as well, so it's going to be very visible to those people that are behind you there. You know, good for safety reasons there, of course. And then of course you've got the Trans Am decaling here on the spoiler here at the trunk, and then of course the Pontiac decal as well. Now we'll go ahead and get the keys out, and we'll take a look at the interior of the trunk. So you just flip your license plate bracket down, key in. Again, the key does work the lock. You'll raise that up. And here we have our trunk. Now again, not a whole lot of room in the trunks of these, but again, they were really never intended to haul a lot of stuff here. You'll see the underside of the trunk lid done the same color as the rest of the car. It does in fact have the decal up there, the label with your jack and spare tire instructions. As far as weather stripping and seals around the trunk, those are all in great shape. You can see here no rips or tears anywhere, all nice and soft. Your rain gutters or water channels back here, those are all good and solid, and that's going to direct that water away from the trunk and not in it. As far as the interior of the trunk itself is in very nice shape here. You see you've got the space saver rear spare tire there. It's got your hold down. It looks like the lug wrench is underneath that as well. And you've got a set of looks like front floor mats here for the car, and then underneath it obviously you see a kind of a matching trunk mat back here too that has the Firebird emblem there all embroidered into it. So that all looks really good back here. Again, very nice looking trunk back here, done with the black and the aqua trunk spatter paint as well. Close that, shuts very nice and easy, good and solid there. Then we'll come around to the passenger side. Again, quarters are all nice and straight on the car. Again, the condition of the wheels and the beauty rings and everything all looks very good on all four corners. Got the matching Firebird up here on the sail panel. And then that brings us up to the passenger side door. So again, we're going to look at things like our gaps and our elevations, and again, just like on the other side, pretty tight gaps here, and again your elevations are dead on with the quarters and the fenders. Body lines all line up. As far as our bright work over here goes, again you've got that top edge molding there on your door, which is in great shape. You've got the door handle down here, but again, like I said on the other side, probably all original stuff here, just a little bit of pitting, so forth, in the finish on your door handles themselves. The actual mirror on the passenger side, it's in great shape. The glass, there's no chips or cracks there, so clear viewing out of that mirror. And again, your glass on this side, no chips or cracks here. So let's open our door up from the passenger side. That way you get to get a good picture of what this interior actually is. And again, it's in great shape. There's no rips or tears in any of the upholstery. The carpeting, just it looks fantastic. It's there's no rips or tears, no fading there either. Again, just all in all, this car just through and through is in really good shape here. Same thing here too with our seals all the way around our door edge here. No rips or tears anywhere there. Same thing with the weather stripping on the door. And again, your door panel here on the passenger side, just as nice as the driver's side. The pull handles are great shape. No splits or cracks in your armrest pad. And again, your window cranks and so forth are all in good shape. That's pretty much it for the passenger side. That side shuts just as easy. Now on these cars, I'm not sure on this particular one how they've done the antenna for the radio, but typically you have the antenna in the windshield. But I do not see it there, so I'm assuming that it's hooked up somewhere underneath the dash there. But again, all your same ground effects here, the fender moldings, those all look to be in good shape. And that brings us to the front of the car. So again, 1976, this is the correct nose for the car. Urethane front bumper here, painted body color, the Firebird emblem in the center. Your grille sections here have that nice kind of honeycomb pattern to them there. So again, everything looks good there. As far as the headlights go, looks like they've probably swapped out the original headlights to go with like an HID light here. So again, it's going to be a much brighter and you know, again, for safety when you're driving at night, probably a little better option here. And then all of your bezels around the headlights are in great shape. That bright work polished up really nice here and looks good. Again, down below, you've got kind of that front, that lip underneath that chin spoiler. Kind of hard to see on the 76s. They're set back in quite a ways, but in fact it is there, and it ties into your front, your fender moldings there as well. So that's pretty much the front fascia there to the car. As far as the hood goes, this is your original steel hood here. Gaps all the way around, look really good here. Of course, you've got that infamous shaker hood scoop there with the 455 emblems on it as well. And that is a functional shaker hood too. You got the bright work on the back edge of the hood, which looks good. No chips or cracks in the windshield, and your bright work, your moldings around there, all look good there too, all securely fastened. It does in fact have wipers, in case you couldn't see those. They do kind of recess underneath the hood when they're off, but they are there. You've got a really nice set of wiper blades on these, so that should keep your windshield nice and free of any rain whenever you're out there driving, and you might get caught in inclement weather. Now let's go ahead and open our hood up, and that way we can start to go over some of the drive line here on the car. So with the hood open, again, your hood latch does work. The hood hinges and springs obviously working as they should, holding that hood up on its own. The underside here, there's been no modifications whatsoever. This is the way it should be, and it's all black underneath here. Of course, the engine compartment itself is all done in the black as well. And now we'll start to go over the engine here. Again, like I said, this is a numbers match 455 Pontiac motor there. So of course, we'll start at the top, kind of work our way down there. You've got the shaker hood scoop here with the correct seal. So that's whenever that hood is shut, this seal is going to seal up around there so your rainwater and so forth doesn't get in there and kind of pull. Now it does have a drain over here as well. That's something that those shaker hood scoops came with. So like I said, so the water did not stay up there. We have the air cleaner base. Your filter is inside of this assembly here. So it keeps it free of any dirt and debris there. It will pull the air from the back side there of the shaker. As far as the carburetor goes, we've got a 4-barrel carburetor in there. Looks like a dual feed there. And then it's got the Edelbrock aluminum intake as well. Now for dress up on the motor, of course, we see these chrome valve covers. They do have the Pontiac decals on the sides, a set of Mr.Gasket breathers to kind of match up with those so that we know that everything's venting properly there as well. Ignition system on the car, upgraded to an HEI ignition system with a set of MSD street fire wires. So that's going to get your spark to the motor there a lot more efficiently with the HEI and the bigger plug wires. You can see that it does have the polished aluminum water gooseneck here to your top radiator hose. It's got a set of aluminum pulleys on it as well. Chrome alternator also there to kind of help with dress up. As far as your heater lines are concerned, everything's plumbed nice and neat. All of your hose clamps and so forth are in good shape, and everything's all sealed up and no leaks whatsoever underneath here. Of course, we've got an inline fuel filter there too that you can always keep an eye on and make sure your fuel system stays nice and clean. It is a power steering and power brake car, as I mentioned. It's disc brakes up front, drums out on the back. Like I said, power steering. It does have an aluminum radiator here, and that's going to help cool that 455 Pontiac motor down considerably. It's got a 7-blade manual fan here, full shroud here so that it pulls the air through that radiator nicely. And again, that is all intact. There's no cracks, there's no breaks in it whatsoever. Now behind this motor, we've got that Borg Warner Super T10 4-speed manual transmission, along with the 10-bolt GM rear end there, POSI unit, 373 gear. So that's going to get you down the highway pretty good, and it's still a good gear that you can do some cruising around too. Just overall, this car is really, really nice. You got to really check this car out if you're looking for one of these. You probably won't look too much further past this one. At this point, again, I always want to recommend that no matter where you're watching this video from, if it's not our company website, I always recommend you go there. It's hanksters.com. You're going to see upwards of 100 photos of this car all the way around. You can click on them, blow them up, study them, save them, do whatever it is that you want to do with those. If you have any questions, obviously reach out to us. But again, on our company website, it's going to answer a lot of stuff for you. It's going to have all the options, all the details about this car right there. It's going to show you the retail pricing, that it does include shipping, that's enclosed shipping to anywhere within the 48 contiguous states, and it also includes our Hanksters 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty. If you're looking to add options, some add-on things possibly, we do a lot of installations here at Hanksters, so whatever it might be, we always recommend you reach out to us also by phone, email, or text. Let us know what it is you want to have added to the car or changed. We'll be glad to get you pricing there on parts and labor. Hey folks, welcome back with us here at Hanksters. We're in the back here on our lift with the 1976 Trans Am up in the air. We're going to go through this car like we always do with all of them, going through from front to back, the underneath, to go over all the components that we see underneath here, along with the condition of everything that we're looking at. So starting at the front, of course, on the Trans Am, you're going to have the front air dam on here. So again, this is all a plastic unit here, and it is all secured here, all bolted properly, and looks good underneath here. No splits or cracks anywhere, and again, all painted body color of the car. And as with the Trans Ams, that kind of follows into the fender flares that you see on the front sides of each wheel well, both on the front as well as on the back you have there. Now behind that, we've got our radiator, and we always check the bottom of the radiator to make sure there's no leaks or drips there, and that it is very dry across there, so no leaks or drips. Radiator hose and clamps are all secure underneath here, and the shroud, it's got that full shroud on there, and it's all complete. There's no splits or cracks anywhere in there, all sealed up, so that's going to help pull all that air through very nice and keep things very cool for you. As far as the suspension up front, we're going to start with an 1.25 inch front sway bar. The sway bar bushings at the frame as well as the sway bar end links have all been checked over, and those all look good. There's no splits or cracks in anywhere, any of those bushings whatsoever, so that'll keep things nice and tight across the front end of the car. Back a little further, the front cross member. Again, this is nice and straight, and that's very important because that's, again, where your lower control arms all bolt off of. Lower control arms, all stamped steel components, along with the upper control arms on the car. And again, all of your mounting hardware and bushings on everything are all good. Ball joints have all been checked over, all of which have the little rubber dust boot covers on them. So that makes everything nice there. All of your shocks, all of the bushings on your shocks, as well as mounting hardware, those are all in good shape, and the springs all look to be in very good condition on the car. Now this is a power steering car, so again, we'll always check the power steering box to make sure there's no leaks. It is dry. We check the pitman arm, the drag length, tie rods, and tie rod ends to make sure that everything is all good and tight here. And again, it is, everything has the rubber dust boot covers on them. And then brakes. Power brakes on this car, of course. It's a Trans Am, it's a performance car. It's going to have power brakes on it. So you've got disc brakes up front. This is just going to be basic, like GM components here. So anytime you're looking for those consumable items, the brake pads, the brake rotors, and such, you should be able to go to just about any of your local auto parts dealer and find those parts whenever you're maintaining the car. And then, of course, the wheels and tires. Again, we were able to see those from a much better view there whenever we did our walk around. But again, these are the 15-inch factory Pontiac Rally wheels, kind of with the gray painted centers and so forth. And then again, with the tires, we've got Cobra Radial GTs, 225/70 R15s up front, and then 235/70 R15s out on the back. But again, they're all Cobra Radial GTs, so you've got matching tread front and back. As we come in towards the center now, we'll go ahead and talk about our drive line now, at least the start of it anyways, starting with our motor and our transmission. The engine, again, is that 455 cubic inch Pontiac motor. Numbers match attached motor, remember, on this car. And again, we're looking at the oil pan. We want to make sure that all the gaskets and seals are all, you know, sealed up nicely, no leaks or drips underneath here, and that it is. There's no drips underneath here, no wetness at all, nice and dry, even at the drain plug, and even as I reach up behind the pan here and feel, there's no leaks whatsoever there. And then as far as the transmission goes, this is a Borg Warner Super T10 4-speed manual transmission. Now it does have the cover on the front, so that's going to protect your flywheel here. Everything else nice and dry. Your side cover here on the case, that is nice and dry, no leaks there. And again, back at your output shaft seal, there's no leaks there either. That is dry. And of course, that output shaft seal, that is in fact where your slip yoke slides into it there for your drive shaft. So again, that's all in great shape. Of course, you've got your transmission cross member right here, good and solid, mounted in the car here in between the frame rails. And again, the mount itself is in great shape. Before we get too far along, we'll actually address the exhaust system here. Again, very nice stuff here on this car. We've got 1.5 inch long tube headers here on this car, which again, that was probably a feat in itself, getting these headers in here. Again, these big blocks with these long tube headers, I know at least on these Trans Ams, very, very tight to get all that stuff in. But 1.5 inch long tube headers going into a full 2.5 inch Pypes exhaust underneath here. Again, you can see the very nice exhaust clamps that they have on everything here. Again, it's got the X pipe in here. It's got the Pypes turbo style mufflers there. And a lot of this exhaust system here has been welded too. So not only do you have the nice clamps here on the exhaust, you've also got good solid welded exhaust all the way back through on the car. As far as the floors go, floors look really good underneath the car. The frame, of course, this is a subframe car. The frame itself all looks to be in good shape. Up above here where I can see like the body mounts, those all look good. It does have a set of frame connectors in here to help stiffen things up. And again, with the big block motors, probably not a bad idea. Again, you got a lot of torque there with a big block motor. So again, these would be useful. Again, the floors though, floors look good. Now it does look like it's had some maybe front floor pans put in it, but it looks like they've used the correct metal. They cut them out nicely, seam sealed everything so that there's no leaks or anything, or nothing can get up in through from the floor. So that's all good. All of your bracing is here, all intact. Pinch welds as well as the rockers on the car, all nice and straight and good and solid down both sides of the vehicle. Along with all of our brake lines and fuel lines here, everything's been encased in that spiral wrapping that they put on there to help prevent any kind of kinks and so forth in it. So that's a good feature here. And then the emergency brake cables, those are all run throughout the underside of the car here, all hooked up to our rear drum brakes and all functional there. So that's kind of the underside here till we get back to the rear end here, and of course our drive shaft. So our drive shaft is a steel shaft. It is balanced. Universals have been all checked over on it, so those are all good. Pinion seal is nice and dry here at the front snout of the rear end. This is a 10-bolt GM rear end. The diff cover all the way around is nice and dry. POSI unit, 373 gear. Rear suspension on this car, we're going to start with the multi-leaf rear suspension. It has a 7/8 rear sway bar on the car, so front and rear of this car is going to be nice and tight for you. It should handle really, really good. Shocks all look to be in good shape back here. Like I already mentioned, it's got the drum brakes with the e-brake hooked up. Same wheels here, those factory Pontiac Rallies 15-inch with those Cooper Cobras. Again, those were two 3570 R15s on the back. And then as far as the rest of the exhaust goes here, we do have the tailpipes that go up over top of that rear end housing, and it has the correct dual tips on both sides here of the rear end. That is exactly what this car would have come with from the factory. The fuel tank itself That's in great shape here. There's no dents or dings anywhere on the bottom of this fuel tank. All of your mounting straps and hardware are all in great condition too. And looking up at the trunk floor, from what we can see of it underneath, that all is good and solid too. And of course, as far as the rear bumper goes, it's all plastic, all the urethane bumpers and so forth on the car. Again, no splits or cracks anywhere underneath here. All of the correct hardware, all used, keeping it all mounted good and solid back here. So that's kind of everything that we see underneath here for our 76 Trans Am. With that said, again, just a reminder, we are an ATC trailer dealer. Again, just kind of letting you know that in case you're in the market for a enclosed car trailer or race trailer, we've got multiple models in stock. Just check those out on our website. You're going to see pictures, photos, the retail pricing, all the details, all the options, all right there on your website, so that you can, if it's something that you're interested in, you can check it out there, and any questions, you can definitely reach out to us. Also, with these classics, we do work very closely with several classic car finance companies. They specialize in this. They know what these cars are worth. So again, if financing is something that you're interested in checking out, definitely hit us up there. We can direct you how to do a credit app and send it in to us. And then based on your thoughts and opinions, we can check with you to see where you want us to send it to and see if that's something that we can get you into. Kind of the same thing with the trailers too. We work with several trailer financing companies as well. So if you're looking to finance a trailer, we've got options for that as well. And as far as the shipping is definitely something that we assist you with.